And we're live. At least it feels this way on my end. I have this camera in my way, but that's because I needed to lift it up a little bit. Today I'm drawing on this slanted surface. Let me try to lift it up so you can see it. You see this thing that I have going on? So this allows me to have my surface not horizontal in front of me, which would be just a disaster because you know what that does? It distorts everything. So hi, doing so much better today. Thank you for last week. You were great. This week is very different, even though I have, as I wrote in the comments, leaf blowers going full bore outside of my window. But I guess that's what you get for moving to the country. So today we're drawing in pencil. I was wondering, okay, what pencil am I going to choose that's going to work well with? Because today I'm using my Moleskine. And look, I'm not using it like this. I'm using it like this. So I'm going to have a whole spread to deal with. Ooh, as I'm losing pieces of paper inside it. The reason why I'm putting pieces of paper to begin with is so that things don't really smear against each other. So I have drawings, but I have to sort of protect them from one another. So yeah, using the Moleskine with the big crease in the middle, which is a little bit of a challenge, but I really like the space. Even if I'm not going to use the whole space, I really like seeing a lot of space around it. And as far as tools is concerned, so now I'm going to switch camera so you can see me well. The tool is a Bic. I know, I draw a lot with Bics, right? A Bic mechanical pencil loaded with an '09 lead, but it's only HB. It's no big deal. It's a number 2. It's what everybody has at home, right? So yes, Anne, I want to draw in the gutter. That's my thing. In the crease, in the gutter. That's really the thing I love doing. So that's what I'm doing with you today, guys. And our muse today is Christopher. Um, and of course, some of you might think, well, okay, of course, another guy with a beard, right? Yeah, another guy with a beard. We love the guys with the beards, right? I mean, I know I do. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm inviting you to grab any HB pencil that you might have. Great if you're on Procreate. And yes, Michael, doing so much better today. Annie, I'm so happy to see you here as well. If I could name you all individually and tell you how much it means to me that you're all here today yet again, despite the fact that last week didn't really go as planned, to say the least. I'm going to apologize for having this at a slant because again, I cannot really put my camera exactly at that same angle, or I would have to hold it like this. So the camera has to be held like that, and you're going to see things with what we call, the keystone effect. But bear with me. Also, I want to disclose, yes, Dean, I love beards. I want to disclose the fact that right before I came on live, I did a little bit of a rehearsal of lines just to get a feel for the angle of the face, which is more or less like this, even though we have this going on, right? I want you to keep that in mind. We also have this going on. Now, these 3 lines for me are crucial because that's where the eyes are. You can also say that the eyebrows is a pretty crucial one too. But basically, we've got these more or less parallel lines that are where the nose ends, kind of that corresponds to where the ear ends, the mouth, where the mouth opens, and obviously where the nose, the end of the nostrils, what I was trying to say, and the eyes. So this and this is really the stuff you want to keep in mind. And the nose itself is, the ball at the end, the pyramid here too, like all that stuff is the thing I want you to keep in mind as we start this drawing together. Okay? Yay! Thank you for. I know I need a shoulder cam. You're absolutely right. Chris, what I need is a camera that allows me to do these live drawings, but that would sit on the arm because I have a big arm here across my desk, which is amazing and it works. But I need to find a way to put my phone as a camera with eCam. You know what I mean? I believe Jane. Oh, Jane Bush, you are here. I believe that the link to the photo, yes, is below the video. Okay. Kelly, you're doing Procreate. Awesome. Yay. And Catherine, thank you. Catherine McNamara. It's McNamara. I think that's the pronunciation. I'm sorry. Doing much better. Really took a lot of time yesterday to step back and just be home with my daughter, which really was pleasant. You still get 20% off with the code Faces with France at Sktchy. I'm making sure that I'm getting it all right. Jane, did you find the link to the? Yes. Okay. Good. Doing Procreate. Great. You know that would have been a great Procreate one. Absolutely. This, by the way, I drew in the back of a New Jersey motor vehicle commission mail. And I am also going to allow myself to hydrate with a Coke because to me, there's nothing better for a little jolt of sugar, you know? All right, move my camera to the right, please. So this is about as much as I can do. How is this for everybody? A little better? I know it's not ideal because my surface is like this and my camera can only reach so far. And if I lower it, we're going to get not enough paper to show. So I need to actually lift it up a little and show more paper than not. I hope this is, yeah. Yeah, Coke might be our sponsor. At least it's certainly mine. You know what, Dean? I was going to go with tea, but I already had tea this morning and I try to have 2 teas a day. So here we go. All right. So are we ready to do this? I'm gonna go all HB. I'm not gonna start with much of like H or anything like this. So Jim, you're asking me to move my camera to the left, which means duh. I know why. That's entirely my fault. Okay, because you need to see Dean in the screen. I know, but that's because I did not put Dean in the screen, which I usually do, and I totally omitted to do this. I apologize. There he is. I'm going to put him on the side. This is the big thing I forgot to do today. There we go. How is this, Jim? Much better, right? I hope you guys can see Chris very well, okay? Yes, thank you, Dean. Thank you. Yep. You're absolutely right. So I know now what Jane was asking. I think this is because it was not on the screen originally. Now it is. Now everything is good, right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's try to define where we're going to put Christopher on our paper. I'm going to put him between this line and probably, let's see, probably this line, okay? Again, that keystone effect is unavoidable, but bear with me as I draw today, as I will do my best to show you every now and then, by bringing it up to the camera so that you don't think that I'm really drawing that goofily. Promise I'm not. Okay, so I'm going in. I hope everybody had a good week and that the week treated you well. Right now, I am kind of going into some detail, but not a whole lot, just to get the basics. And I want you to notice also that the side of his forehead here will be very, very light. Okay? I'm trying to keep track of your questions, but the problem is I can't see them on my iPad on the side here. I can only see them on the computer. And by the way, you guys, I will say this. I upgraded to Big Sur on my Mac, my 5-year-old Mac, 5.5-year-old Mac. And my Mac is having a bit of of a hard time with it. It heats up a little bit. Not as much as now that I've removed Chrome, and thank you, Chris, for giving me the hint that Chrome is a CPU hog. But once I removed Chrome, things got a little less heated, but it's still struggling a little bit. So, okay. I'm glad you feel relaxed today. Rat Mammy. What a name. Rat Mammy. Okay. Keeping things loose, guys. Keeping things loose at first. Remember those lines that I was telling you about a minute ago? We're going to do one like this for the eyebrows. We're going to do one right about here for the eyes. Okay? And that's how I try to make it work, you know? All right. Lots of construction lines are still showing, but I don't care. I like them. And this HB, I have to say, guys, if you can get your hands on these big, it's called Velocity. They come with an HB LED inside. They're O9s, and they are really just great tools because the LED is thick enough that it handles some form of pressure. And also, I have to say, they call them HB, but I'm feeling almost a B or a 2B in there. I mean, really, it feels... Oh, Marie, I'm glad. Okay, cool. Rat Mammy is actually Marie. That's awesome. And where are you, Marie? Where are you located in the world? I'm not asking for an address, okay, of course, but like what continent, you know? Because this is Sktchy. It's very international now, isn't it? Right? I'm going to try to keep up with the answers. Okay, still trying to make this work, at least for proportions, you know? I hope you guys are enjoying this November class. Our last drawing of, oh my gosh, what was it? Something of shady? Something of shady? It was a lot of fun because it was 2 people in one photo. And every now and then we need to do that. San Diego, Marie. All right. Okay. They're only $4, Jane? Okay, I'm getting more because those are amazing pencils. Just truly, truly amazing pencils. If I could distribute this to every one of my students, although nowadays we're doing everything online and on Chrome, but, you know, we sometimes need to revert to pencil sometimes, right? How's everybody doing with proportions here so far? Okay, we're good? Okay, I'm going to try to make this nose appear somewhat right. Let me see. So remember, the bridge of the nose will always be this sort of highway here coming down, you know, like this. And I'm afraid that the ball of that nose, the end, is going to be very much in the crease, in the gutter, as Anne was saying, but that's fine. It is a gutter. I remember doing a drawing of, oh gosh, what's his name? Rupert Murdoch, right? Years ago, because I really liked what his face looked like. And I put him in the gutter. Okay. Giving your eraser a workout, Judy. That's good. Okay. Oh, thank you, Emerson. That's so sweet of you. All right. Jane, $7 for 4 of these things, I think is a deal. A deal, definitely. And don't worry about being behind in a class, because the point is not to feel stressed. You know, sometimes it is hard to fit a drawing in a day. I get it. Trust me, I get it. And right after me today, I'm going to head over and say hi to Dylan. I was just chatting with him earlier this morning, and he is on at 1 o'clock. Him and his fab beard and his fab inks. Just a fab human being. Okay, trying to do the eyes. Maybe they're not quite. Well, we'll see. We'll see if I can make it work. I'm really not putting a lot of pressure on my pencil at all right now. And by the way, I apologize. The nail polish seems to have faded a bit. But I'll share this piece of information with you guys. I had a company install a brand new shower in one of my bathrooms this week, and my life has significantly improved with this new shower. Right, Nora? Aren't we happier now that we can take decent showers in this house? Gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you how much that affects quality of life. The work itself was kind of tough to deal with, but it was done on Friday, yesterday, and wow. So that's the bit of information that I felt like sharing, because we've done quite a bit of work in this house since we've moved in. Okay, how's everybody doing? Okay, yes. Yes, Jackie, because I like using a bit of space here, so I am indeed going over the gutter, not really worrying much about what it's going to look like. I think it's going to work out fine. Okay, now we've got this sort of triangle, you know, this triangle that looks like this under the nose. This is going to help us place where the edge of the nose is, but also where the nostril is. You see where it is? Underneath the ball, quote unquote. And then the rest of the nose, this part here, take a look at the reference photo. It really disappears. Okay? Oh, Jenny, you are too? It's stressful, isn't it? This might have also contributed to the overall stress for me last week, is to know that I was leaving my house, you know, unlocked for someone I had never met before to go in every morning. And the kitty was stressed out, and it just wasn't a really fun time, to tell you the truth. And then I would come home at night from work and, yeah, find, you know, a tile cutter in one of the bedrooms. I mean, that's fine. This is how it works, you know, like these people do amazing work. But it just felt, I can't help it. It just felt a little intrusive. That's just how it is. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear the noise outside. I hope not. Yeah, this is really not a line that actually exists in this portrait, because it's flooded with light. The light seems to be coming from this direction. Yep. Yeah, Jenny, oh my gosh. A few more weeks. Oof. But having a great bathroom is everything to me. I mean, if you ask me, it's more important than the kitchen. Just a place where you actually want to spend time in. Oh. Because the current situation of the bathroom that we were using downstairs was just it was just horrible. Okay, I'm getting into facial hair here, guys. Are you with me? Yes? Let's take a look at where this mustache goes. It goes almost all the way to, I would say, yes, the corner of his eye. So it's pretty wide this way, less wide this way because, of course, perspective. Okay. And I'm still very much in proportion preoccupation right now. I'm not yet established. Maybe in a minute, once I finish this, I'll be more set, and I'll feel like, okay, now I can just get into the details. I was gonna grab my eraser, but may not be necessary here. Does it seem like a good spot for the mouth in terms of scale? Hopefully. You know what I like also, Jane and everybody, about these particular pencils is the fact that there's a little bit of like a tiny little cap for the eraser. It may seem like nothing, but that is great because it protects the eraser in a pencil case. Like, I'm using the same pencil case that I had in ninth grade. This is the one I've had for all these years. And see, I was a big fan of the Beatles. I wrote Lennon here when I was 13, 14. And everything touches, You've got your pencils touching erasers, and things get a little messy. Yeah. Thank you, Jackie. I am feeling better. It's also a choice not to let myself be overwhelmed with stuff. Okay. I think I'm okay in proportions. Now let's try. What I'm about to do here is really light because if you've noticed, the side of his face here is also showing extremely lightly. So I'm not gonna, like stress this too hard. In fact, let me just, lighten it up even. And then beard comes back this way. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got the proportions. So now I'm feeling a lot freer going into the details of, the face. I love drawing people at this angle. I really do. After that, we're going to head over to Sktchy Art School, SAS, and go into the group, which is free for everybody to join. It's Drawing with France. And in that group, we post what we draw. So there you go. Yeah. It's funny, Jackie. I don't have a very good explanation as to why. It's like a reassuring thing. It's like a security blanket as to why I need to make the eyes look right before I can move on with something else. It's like, it's almost like, okay, now I've got a human face and I can continue with the proportions. It makes no sense when you think about it. I should not, in fact, if I was logical, go into the details of the eyes, but it almost reassures me about, okay, do I still have that person looking human? And maybe that's why I do that. It doesn't mean that it's right and it's the only way to do it. Don't get me wrong, Jackie. I really think that feel free not to bring so much detail to the eyes at first. Absolutely. It's just, again, like, it just feels safe. I don't know. Yeah. And yes, Chris, Lennon. I was such a big John Lennon fan. And talking of which, this week, now for those of you in England, hopefully you will appreciate this. This week I found out that Liam Gallagher had Eric Cantona in one of his videos, and that tickled me so much. because these are two people that I really love, and it really kind of made me reappreciate Eric Cantona all over again, even though he's part of my, the life that I had in France, and all these things that seem so far away. But my gosh, that video is just amazing. It really lifted my mood when I discovered it about 2 days ago. And funny enough, this coincided with earlier in the week me doing a lesson in French class about Eric Cantona and what he did in '95 to that Manchester, I guess, supporter, or was it a Crystal Palace supporter? I forgot, but you guys may know what I'm talking about. Yes, he's a great guy. Yes. And Liam is a rock god. Yes. One is king and the other one is god, right? I agree. I just absolutely love these guys. I have just a renewed appreciation for Liam, too. I used to be such a Noel person. Well, Noel has all the talent and he writes the songs and he's so good. Yeah, he is, but I just love Liam, period. Maybe I told you this. I saw them back in '95 in France. It was such a great show. Oh my gosh, Teresa, you drew him during a boring Zoom meeting. Good for you. Okay. All right, so Anina, after this, you're going to go to Sktchy Art School, and you're going to find the group called Drawing with France. And in that group, you can just post. And that's where we all post and share our drawings. It's free to join the group, but I believe you have to join the group in order to be able to post. You guys can probably confirm that. I think that's the case, right? Okay, this is the part where I'm going to need probably a little piece of paper underneath my hand so that I don't completely smear what I'm doing. Okay. No way, Melanie, there's a documentary that I have not watched. Oh, please tell me. Okay, is it still on Netflix? Melanie, I hope it is, because I'll watch it. You know, some people say that the music you listen to when you were 18 is the music that stays with you your whole life. I couldn't quite agree with that at first, but I have to say the music that I listened to when I was 20 is definitely the one that I still think is the best, like Ride, Slow Dive, Oasis. But Ride was definitely one of my favorite bands. I apologize. Thank you. Oh, I want to hear about the dad drama. Okay. Oh, Give Me Some Truth. That's on the Imagine album. What a song. I remember the opening lyrics. I'm sick and tired of hearing things, and then things get complicated. But in that Liam Gallagher video with Eric Cantona, there are so many nods to the Imagine video. I really thought for a minute that they filmed it in the John Lennon residence. I could be wrong, but it looked like it. These are the little things that make me happy. Right, Jane? Yes. Get it? Totally get it. Yeah. Also the fact that, definitely maybe is a 26-year-old record is just wrong. Just like, when Ride started, that was 31 years ago, 90, 89, 90? Jeez. And the fact that I'm here to remember it, oof. but that's all right. Okay, now I'm just, putting the pressure on the pencil. Oh wow, Judy, you're on Long Island. I did not know that. Is that on the north side of Long Island or the south? I know there's a better way to do this. I know there's a South Fork and a North Fork. And yes, I really do love the Smiths too. Johnny Marr, Morrissey. I saw Morrissey live as well. Oh yes. I love that Morrissey song called Margaret on the Guillotine. So yes, Shannon. I learned to play so much guitar trying to emulate Johnny Marr back in the very early 90s. Them and the Stone Roses. Boy. Love all these guys. So Shannon, do you have a favorite Smiths album or song? I know it's a tough question to ask. Now I'm just putting a layer of dark a little bit here in the dark areas of the forehead. Bear with me, they're nothing special. Just darkening. Oh my gosh, Dean! Miserable Spice! Tribute to Morrissey. Love that! I love that! Oh my gosh. I recently saw a version of what song is it? It's by Noel Gallagher. He covered it, a Smith song. And if a 10-ton truck kills the both of us, to die by your side, the pleasure and the privilege is mine. William is really nothing. Yeah. Awesome. Ah, Strange Ways, yes. For me, I think it's still The Queen is Dead that I can listen from beginning to end without skipping a single track. Yeah. Yeah, it was There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. That's right, Chris. Thank you, you guys. That really helps that you finish my sentences, or as I say always, you finish my sandwiches. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, he covered There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. Yes. Excellent. Take me out tonight where there's music and there's people and they're young and alive. Please don't drop me home, because it's not my home, it's their home, and I'm welcome no more. So as I'm going into the details of the face, let's see how much time I still have. Okay, we're a half hour in. All right. Awesome. Oh my gosh, if I could make you guys a playlist while I draw. I mean, for me, it's the stuff. I used to make cassettes, to my friends, because I wanted them to listen to the music that I was listening to. Listen to this band, they're called Ride, they're amazing. Oh my gosh. And now I make playlists. It has to be probably Spotify or Apple Music. I don't know what you guys use the most. Okay, this ear is coming along pretty nicely, but it's a little cartoony in the back here, so let me get rid of some thick lines. Actually, what am I doing? I have a very cool eraser at the end of my pencil. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, Linda, I saw that when I saw the trailer for The Crown. I saw that they had a cover of How Soon Is Now. Yeah. Hmm. Yes, absolutely. He did an amazing cover of There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. Do you have a vacancy for a back scrubber? Love that line. And who touched Moses' hand? Trying to see. Oh my gosh, Shannon, that's amazing. I was holding a bunch of flowers at his concert. Gladioles, I guess they're called. Gladiolas. I'm sorry, in French they're called glaïeuls. And we thought we were so cool for having those flowers with us at the show back in 92. I think that was when Your Arsenal came out. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. Is it true, by the way? Okay, people in England, please confirm this for me because this is so hard to get a feel for here in the US. But is it true that Morrissey has not ties, but probably some how can I call it then? That he agrees with? I guess the best way I can put it is this way. He agrees with the National Front. Am I right by assuming that what I read was true? Because I'm having a hard time with that kind of news. I mean, I know that he did the National Front Disco, which was a great song, but I thought it was more of a laugh than anything else. So if you guys know the answer to that, I would love to know. It was Your Arsenal. Okay, cool, cool, cool. True, Daft. That is so true what you're saying. Jackie, what you're asking is absolutely important. This is just a piece of photocopy paper that I folded in half. Yeah. So really, Annie, is that true that he really did lose his footing there, Morrissey? Oh my gosh. I really didn't think it was, like, I really thought it was just kind of like a smear campaign against him, that people were saying that just because they wanted to say bad things about him, but I guess... Wow. The heck? What's happening? Right? Is it age? No, that can't just be age. So he was also probably pro-Brexit? I don't know. I really didn't keep up with Morrissey that much. After Southpaw Grammar, I just kind of lost track. Yeah. Yeah, I need to also stay in denial of those news and try not to let that affect the fact that we can still appreciate his former work, I guess. It's hard though. Yeah. Yeah, and I agree. We're so used to having light coming from this side, right? Absolutely. And yeah, I'll make a playlist. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'll make two because I need to make one in Spotify, I guess, for those of you Spotify users, even though I have made the switch to Apple Music myself. But yeah, I would love to make a playlist. Oh my gosh, yeah. There was a track in that Morrissey album that starts with Now My Heart Is Full, which is a song I absolutely love, called The Lazy Sunbathers. And man, what an amazing song. Hope it's okay for you guys that I keep going on about Morrissey and all that. I ran into Slow Dive on the street once in New York City right before a show. And I was like, oh my gosh, I saw you guys as Mojave 3 18 years ago, because I saw these guys twice. And it was really a blast to see them. And they were so nice. They were like, oh wow. And both shows were in Manhattan. I just kept on walking. I didn't want to be like that fan, but it was really neat to see them. And be like, have a great show, I'll be there. You know, back when we went to shows. Yeah. You're funny. And yes, Chris, people are complicated. Yes, so Spotify, okay, cool. Yes, I will make a playlist. Oh my goodness. Okay. I will make a playlist and we will try to make it a playlist that lasts the hour, you know, like the hour that we're drawing together. Yeah. I'm in that tough spot right now, in that crease where the pencil wants to go one way. I'm kind of taking my time here on these darker areas where the light does not hit as much. Going very lightly on my pencil. And you know what I'll show you next week too? Is, if I can find it, is the drawing of Morrissey that I did back when I was like 18. I used to go out with Olivier, who was such a Smiths fan. And sometimes we would walk down the street, you know, holding hands and having our matching Smiths t-shirts. Ah, oh my gosh. I had the t-shirt of The World Won't Listen because I guess I thought it was so cool. Yeah, it would be great to listen to the same music while we draw. Absolutely. Yes, I know. And yeah, I'll definitely show you my drawing of Morrissey that I did. Oh God. I think I know where it is too, because I brought a lot of drawings from France when I moved to the US. And, you know, carrying a lot of drawings is not a big deal. It's just a stack of papers, and there were not that many anyway. But Keats and Yeats are on your side. I know. But Wilde is on mine, right, Annie? So many lives, where are they now? With love and hate and passion just like mine. They were born and then they lived and then they died. So quotable, right? The Smiths. Gosh. And I love Johnny Marr, you know, and I find that Johnny Marr actually hung out with Noel Gallagher. It just makes me so happy. Yeah, it seems so unfair. I want to cry. Cemetery Gates is one of their best, period. Okay, how much time do I have? We are at... Okay, I have about 16 minutes, and I swear, everybody, I will get out of here because Dylan is next, and we are not going to encroach on his live. I will retire. I'm just having a really good time making these, these lines. So, yeah. Oh, cool, Marie. I hope you enjoy the Smiths. Even though they were kind of almost before my time because, when they were around in 85, 86, I was 11 or, yeah, I was 11 and 12. And back then I was just Beatles, Beatles, Beatles. Like that's, oh, everything Beatles for me. That occupied my turntable. Yeah. So again, right after this, Sketchy Live with Dylan, Sarah. Yes. Yeah, I was gonna, Dean, thank you for asking because I really want to go into that nose. It is tricky and it isn't because Dean, look, if you make that, that highway, those two lines, it will help. And by the way, they're not exactly parallel because they kind of converge here. And you've got the ball here to deal with. So what I'm gonna do now is just try to make this nose look 3D, even though I'm smack dab on the crease. But I guess that's part of the challenge I wanted to give myself today. I don't know. The light is definitely coming from this side, but more from under, because if you've noticed, this is what is lit here. We're not used to that. We're used to having darkness underneath the nose, right? Yeah. Awesome, Annie. We're finding out things about each other. I love that. So, when you draw his nose, think about this. Think about that shape. Okay? And then when you start adding the roundness, then you're going to have something like this. And this side of his nose disappears. This actually all disappears on his nose because the light is hitting from here, where what we're doing now is adding the darkness here and here, basically. You see what I'm talking about? And then a tiny bit on the bridge too, but not that much. And then what is going to be lit is all this. You see? If you can see that, you're going to make it work. Okay? And that's what I'm going to try to do right now. Of course, I'm not going to be able to go that fast, but I'm going to do it. This is definitely one of the things I really would like to do more in more, for example, a whole class on noses and just how to tackle noses from all these tricky angles, Yeah, definitely. Major crush on George Harrison. Awesome. Oh wow, Jordan, that's a good point. Good point. I was actually humming a George Harrison song from his Cloud 9 album this morning. Like the fish on the sand. I don't know if you guys know this song. I love it. Okay. So right now I'm sort of softening what I just did. Not really blending, but sort of kind of with the tip of my pencil, which is not the sharpest tip. I mean the side, that is less sharp and that allows me to kind of slide without making marks, but rather blending the marks that I've just made. Am I making sense? See what I'm doing here? I hope I'm making sense. Nora, how's the work going? What do you mean, me? Are you doing it? Poor Nora has some science to do, right? Nora, is that science? Do you have to do over the weekend? I think so, right? That's not fun. That's sub-zero fun right there. Okay. Oh, very cool. I really would love to draw Keith Richards, guys. Yes. But you know, noses, again, for me, it was really almost like a revelation when I found out that they are really just a couple of shapes. And those couple of shapes, you find them over and over and over. And that really kind of freed me, and it freed my fear. Or freed me from my fear of noses, yes. So to say. Okay, so you see this nose coming along a little bit, right? Dean, how are we doing with this nose? All right? Keep this in mind, okay? Keep this little idea. Marie, you have drawn Keith Richards in the past? Awesome. Oh boy, so have I. Now I have a few of those too. That is really how I started drawing faces, you know, like Morrissey, Keith Richards, lots of Mick Jaggers. That was the thing, like in high school. That's how I really got into that. Mick Taylor. I drew Mick Taylor in 12th grade, I remember. I thought it was such a cool portrait, and then I saw it recently and I was like, oh, really? Let's talk about that. I wanted to sit down my 17-year-old self and say, you know, you could have done it this way. Okay. All right, we're getting there. We really, oh, I'm far from being finished, but. Oops. As I get close to the gutter, of course, things get a little challenging, but I'm dealing. Let's see how much time I have. 7 minutes. Okay. Now, right, you see this very distorted. Let me bring this to, you know, like a flat surface. You see how it looks when it's not like, you know, like this, when it's actually the way it's supposed to be. And then this nose, you know, all these lines that had to be put there to make it look realistic. I'm still on it, by the way. That's what you needed, Nora. You needed a kitty by you in order to get your work done. Yes, I think that Jane, I'm such a Bob Dylan fan, it's not even funny. I don't get, I mean, no, get me started on Bob Dylan, Jane. That's perfectly fine because I'm absolutely a huge Bob fan. I go through phases, kind of like I'm doing with Oasis right now, just Bob phases where I just listen to everything over. Do you know how much English I learned listening to Bob Dylan when I was 14, 15? Because I was starting to learn English at that point, and I just couldn't get enough of English, before the internet and all that. It was the music, it was Bruce, it was Bob, it was Leonard Cohen. Like, these people are, I mean, the Beatles too, don't get me wrong, but these people are the reason why I expanded my vocabulary. And yeah, oh, Bob Dylan. Yeah. Jane, are you a Bob Dylan fan? Do I have any Bob fans here? Because naturally, when you go from George Harrison, it's easy to make that leap, right? Into the work of Bob Dylan. No, Polly, I never use blending sticks because I don't like a too polished look. I like when the lines show, and the blending sticks have a tendency to get rid of that. And that is kind of the opposite of what I like about a drawing. I like a drawing that shows, the lines. Okay, I did not even tackle this side too much at all. No, that's all right. That's all right. It's all good. You can't hang with Bob. Annie, Bob fan, Jim, Bob fan. I love that. And I love Leonard Cohen too. Oh gosh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. And not as much Tom Waits for me. Maybe I missed that train, but not as much, which doesn't make much sense. But I know I'm definitely going to outrage a few people by saying that I was never a huge Tom Waits fan, because I guess I didn't have the guidance. I just didn't get to it. I know that Bruce did his song Jersey Girl, which I love. So many people think it's a Bruce song. The live version of that song is amazing. Guys, I can sit for another hour and talk about music, but I only have 3 minutes left and I have to wrap it up for today. So I'm going to post a much unfinished product today, but it won't come as a surprise if I tell you that I actually enjoyed doing something unfinished and fun rather than finished, hasty, stressful. This was really the pace at which I like working, to tell you the truth. This is it. Like, this is the way I like working. And yes, it takes me a while to do one portrait, but that's how it is. And we're still showing some construction lines, but that's okay. Okay, Reinnachtmai, I believe, in France. Über den Wolken, I don't know, Wolken. Über den Wolken, I believe, was one of his big songs, right, Ute? I think that's him, yeah. I love that kind of music. My dad used to listen to that quite a bit when I was a kid. A lot of German music. Reinnachtmai. I think that's his name in German. Okay, guys, unfortunately, I have to go. Ute, tell me more about Frédéric May, because I only know this one song. Okay, everyone, I unfortunately have to go and bid you not farewell, but just goodbye. This is what I managed to do for today. Obviously very unfinished. So I hope you enjoyed it. I have to get out of the way so that you guys can migrate to Dylan Sarah's live. Okay. Yes. Okay, everybody. Thank you for being here today. I will see you next week, which will be the 28th. Okay. Thank you so much. It was a great talk today. So much fun. I wish I could talk more about music with you all, but we will resume next week, right? Okay, everybody, let's post this. I'll see you next week and I'll see you on Sketchy Art School. Bye. Have a great day, everybody. Ciao. Besos y abrazos, as I always say, right? Okay. Yes, I will enjoy the new bathroom man. Bye.